It's on!
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Wait, aren't you? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you that guy from the
You mean that guy right there? That guy right there in the center?
That's Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Becky and Sandy? Yes, that's me.
How many copies of those have you procured, Jeremiah?
Only one, but I've had multiple people go, "Can you sign mine?" I'm like, "No, that's just really weird."
Whoa. People have asked you to sign their copy?
Yes. I think mostly as a joke so far, because I haven't seen anybody that has a copy of it yet, but yes.
I have
Hey,
one.
everybody. Yeah, I got to get mine signed. I forgot it. Bring it with me. Welcome to another edition of Disney Parks Talk Live. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney theme parks. A lot of Tiana Bayou adventure coming up. Some stuff going on at downtown Disney. Got closures at Disneyland Resort in preparation for their Tiana's Bayou adventure, and lots of other fun stuff. Before we get to it, Jeremiah in real life and Jeremiah Image and Jimmy 23 are wearing shirts provided by Roosevelt.
Thank you, Kyle.
Are you like eating popcorn, Jeremiah?
No, I'm trying to put it back in the stupid plastic wrap.
I like that the roofing channel is a Laughing Place fan.
Me too.
He's there all the time now.
Can we get a sponsor? I mean, I'll start wearing roofing channel shirts.
Well, that roofing channel.
And so is Odd TV. So there you go. We had the Oddies for the longest time, so there you go.
My name is Doobie Mosley. I am the co-founder here at Laughing Place, along with my wife Rebecca, right over there. How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm doing well.
Good. Down there in our bottom right, we have the vice president in charge of all things Southern California here at Laughing Place, plus Star Wars, Michael Celestino.
We had a few words.
And below me, we have the vice president in charge of making sure everybody knows just how famous he is, Jeremiah Good. How you doing, Jeremiah?
I'm good. Have you met me? Jeremiah Good.
Jeremiah Good.
Darn glad to meet you.
You must get sick of that joke.
Happy Monday, Frosty Arcade.
Why? Mondays are inherently not happy.
What? I'm having a great Monday.
So does the week start on Monday for you guys, or does it start on Sunday?
In
Sunday.
what way?
Okay, so you guys are American.
No. It is
So what's happening in the
1600
parks
hours.
news, man? I'm excited.
Come on, we got lots of small talk to catch
I
up
wanted to
on.
give a little promo before we did that and say thank
Okay.
you to our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel for all their support of this show and everything here at Laughing Place. If you're booking a trip to any place in the realm of Disney, including Disneyland, Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, Paris, or any place else of interest by Disney, we invite you to go to Mouse Fan Travel. Tell them Laughing Place sent you. They'll take great care of you. They never charge one extra penny, but they take care of a lot of the junk so you don't have to. Mouse Fan Travel. Let's get started with what is undeniably the biggest story in the world of Disney right now, and that
New
is the
trash
opening
cans?
of the Epic Universe Preview Center coming to that is Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is now in cast member previews over at Walt Disney World. Disney.
One moment. Hey, Roofing Channel, just so you know, Mouse Fan Travel, they will help you travel other places, not just Mickey Mouse. So they are travel advisors who know the industry and can help you even if you're not going to visit Mickey. Go ahead,
That
Jimmy.
is for sure. So as soon as the cast member preview started, Disney put out their own POV. So there is now a full ride-through video available. I think this is the first time Disney's done that. Just put out their own POV. Let's get ahead of the game and get it out there. So a lot of people have seen that and formed some opinions on that. I don't know if anyone here has watched it. I did watch it today. I did not listen to it for whatever reason, but I did watch it. I know because I was in a meeting, and so I'm listening
A really
to the
important
watching
meeting,
the
too.
Apparently.
It was an LP meeting. I've also read a lot of the comments from people who have seen the video. I have not personally talked to anyone who's actually ridden it in cast member previews. I don't know if anyone here has. I don't know anyone who has. But
I have talked to somebody who's ridden it at night, and they said it was amazing.
It's amazing. Cool. So let's start with some imagery. So first of all, I'm going to let you know we're not spoiling. We're not going to show the video. We're not going to talk in any great detail about what you see. So the thing just
Well,
opened
wait.
to cast members. We're not ready to spoil that just yet. But we are going to show some pictures of the area as the walls came down last week. Jeremiah was there when the walls came down, right, Jeremiah?
I was first thing in the morning and last thing at night.
Very nice. You got some beautiful night pictures. So just kind of give us your impression of the area.
We've been looking at those walls for over a year now, and the walls coming down, I definitely had a different opinion before the walls came down of what it was looking like, because it was just kind of a salt dome. It is beautiful. It is amazing during the day, but at night it definitely is a completely different attraction. And I was talking to some folks that were like, we think back to Splash Mountain. At night it was a flash with a couple of lights on the mountain. This is a whole different attraction at night. It just, everything is so beautiful.
Right.
I'm
trying to get
eager.
some night pictures.
Yeah, no, I'm eager. I'm eager to see it in person. I know some cast who were at the previews today, and unfortunately, it's apparently not operating at 100%, and they ended up not being able to ride. So I've seen a tale of numerous, kind of what is it called an evacuation? I don't even know.
Yeah.
That you have to get walked off the ride, and then I saw Denise of Mouse Steps. They were hanging out in the queue, waiting with friends, hoping to get their ride. And I don't know what her final verdict was there, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, that kind of, I don't know, that kind of thing. Happens with opening periods. That's why they have previews and all of that. So I don't know. It's it'll be a few months for me, I think, before I get to check it out. So
yeah, I don't think the issues now, at least in my opinion, are a big cause for concern. This is why they have cast member previews, is to shake out stuff like this. And then the media events coming up next, and then then comes they've announced pass holder previews, right?
Yeah, every pass holder previews start on the 13th. It's a very interesting way to do pass holder previews. For this one, they announced it. You book your day, and then you wake up and you join the virtual queue.
And all leading up to June 28th official opening. So we still got more than 3 weeks before it actually open. But
yeah,
I don't tend to play the hidden Mickey game, so I have to admit that this was not something that I had paid much attention to. So I'm Geo. This is not one that was on my list of known hidden Mickey. Was it one that you're aware of, Jeremiah?
No, I don't know which one he's talking about. It's just like the whole, it's a hidden Brer Rabbit. Tony Baxter has never once said that was a hidden Brer Rabbit, and if it was, Tony Baxter would have said it 100 times over.
So, Gio, you have to send me a picture because I'm curious where that hidden Mickey that you're talking about was.
Yeah, so Kyle was in that meeting that I was referring to. And,
the DLC song? That's a good one.
I went to the DLC
Downloadable content is my favorite song.
I was reading comments, and most of the comments seem to be, these were comments on the Parks blog official POV. Lamenting the lack of a story and or the lack of a villain / tension. That it's just kind of a fun ride, which I can totally understand. I'm not saying if it's good or bad, but I can understand thinking that's an important part of a ride like this, and it's missing. And while I'm reading those comments, I'm also watching the video, and literally my jaw is dropping, except not literally, figuratively, because how incredibly attractive it is and how much is just going on and the number of animatronics and everything. Yeah, I see Mike's jaw is literally dropping, but mine wasn't.
I was gonna say it's pretty. Your jaw can literally drop.
It can. It just wasn't. I want to be honest with our audience.
Okay.
So
he didn't want to the people in the meeting to know he's watching DLC stuff.
So I'm really excited about actually getting on there. Based on both the comments and my own eyes, I am going in. I think relatively unbiased, unfettered, and we'll see how I feel. But very excited. Definitely.
And we'll have a POV of that first ride for both of us.
Well, yeah, a little POV of our face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will get to do some rider cam on there, and which I've never done before, by the way.
That's okay. You just go like this to me, and I'll ignore you.
Oh yeah, this is a side-by-side ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over at Magic Kingdom. So anyway, Tiana's Bayou Adventure media event is coming up early next week. I'm sure you're going to be inundated with what's going on with Tiana's Bayou Adventure soon. So very exciting. It's always exciting when a major new attraction you've been watching for a couple of years now and known about for several years. When it finally comes time to open, no matter what, it is an exciting event. Cannot wait to get out there and try this out. Let's see. Also coming up soon, not as soon as this, but is the new Country Bear Jamboree, which I'm sad is not opening right now. It would go together very well with this, but you know.
There's been no opening date, so who knows? Maybe they could sneak in a surprise with us.
Did the footage of the latest number, the Try Everything, did that pique your interest, Juby? Did that fuel you more so?
No, but I'm already excited about it. I mean, I'm very excited. So what we learned are two of the songs that are coming. As we know, they're going to replace the songs with Disney songs. And we learned about two of them. Try Everything, which will be sung by Trixie.
Which is hilarious if you know Trixie, especially the Vacation Hoedown. I think that's even more funny.
And help me out. I consider myself somewhat of a Disney aficionado. What the heck is Try Everything from?
Zootopia.
Oh, that would be mine. I don't know. Okay. And that's actually being sung by Emily Ann Roberts. And then A Whole New World by Wendell and Teddy Barra, which just sounds incredibly awesome to me, is the other song we learned about. Allison Russell and Christopher Scott Dial. Yes.
Mike, do you fall into the camp of, hey, put Whole New World in every possible scenario in a Disney park? Or do you fall into, there comes a point where I've had enough Whole New World?
I think I'm in the latter camp on A Whole New World.
Yeah.
Now, is this George Lucas doing some of the singing as well? Seeing that right? No, maybe not.
Isn't that Mac?
It's the same George Lucas that's at the end of the original Star Tours, I'm guessing.
Yes. They brought him back just for this one.
Right, so
Wow,
Country Bear
that's a
Jamboree.
deep cut.
I feel very old when you say that's a deep cut. What just celebrated 20 years?
The McFlurry celebrates 30 next year.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
And in that time, they've sold 7 of them in between the ice cream machines.
They're working. Can you go have a McFlurry tonight? No, I'm not.
I can't believe Galaxy's Edge just turned 5. Wow.
That doesn't seem possible. Were you surprised by that, Mike?
You know, it didn't feel like that long, but when I thought about it, it was closed for more than a year during that time. So I didn't have 5 years worth of Galaxy's Edge. It's just 5 years since it opened. But yeah, time is going fast. That's for sure.
Did they do anything fun for it?
Just merchandise, really. Yeah. And one new food item.
Oh, okay.
Tony sent me a picture, and I'm sure.
Oh, I was
Is
like,
it George
what is
Lucas
so
at Star
focused
Tours?
Okay, that. I see the hidden. He sent me a picture of the hidden Mickey in question.
Is it the Rocks?
Yeah.
It's the Rock.
Okay, I remember that, but it wasn't. That doesn't do
Geo.
anything.
Man, that is
nope. No, Rebecca, yours does not come across.
There it is. It's there now.
This is what I got.
I'm going to say that's a reach, but who cares what I think? Okay, let's continue on. One more Disney World thing.
Oh, now I'm all blurry.
We'll roll Mike in.
Just touch your screen.
No, it doesn't work that way. It'll take a moment. You guys go on.
Okay, so Dreams That Soar. Jeremiah, have you seen Dreams That Soar, the new drone show at
I
Disney Springs
have.
Hollywood Resort?
And the proper term is Disney Dreams That Soar. Yes, I was out there on opening night, and then I went a few nights later, and yes, it is absolutely crazy trying to get out of there. Go to the later show is my best advice. You'll have a much better time and not be stuck in the parking lot for a half hour, or if you're trying to get to your car for that long.
Have you been back? I know it opened and it was just crazy. Have you been back since to see if it remains crazy?
The opening night, I was actually Haleo does a dinner package for it, and I went with my housemates, and we sat out there and had a great view. Then we ended up sitting in Haleo for probably another half hour, and leaving, we got out to the car, and trying to exit the parking structure took us a half hour. It was very much Glendale Galleria Christmas time. And then when I went the
reference
second,
everyone gets.
I know. Then when I went the second time, I actually walked up probably about 9 o'clock. No, 8:30 because it starts at 9. I was by myself, so I just jumped on one side of the tape, had a great view, almost dead center. And then because I'd already seen it, when the finale comes up, and that's where the Disney Dreams That Soar words form, I started like, okay, I can get out of here. I made it probably 50 feet before everybody else just dead standstill. And they have it as one way out, and it goes out down by the Starbucks and everything, and then opens up out there. They don't have the walkways open. They keep those closed in case of an emergency. That way they can access that. But it bottlenecks, and a lot of people don't quite understand that they have to have that type of safety for everybody, not just, it'd be easier if they opened it.
So obviously we have a full video on our website, if you'd like to, on our YouTube channel, if you'd like to check that out. But I would like your opinion of Dreams That Soar, Jeremiah.
I really enjoyed it. The biggest challenge for me, and you guys, Doobie, you can say this in a few days, seeing Disney's Electric Sky Parade at Disneyland Paris, which is probably the most amazing drone show you'll ever see, and then seeing Disney Dreams That Soar a few days later. Disney Dreams That Soar have some amazing visuals, and as opposed to Electric Sky Parade, which is so far in the distance, you can't really tell the three-dimensionality of everything. Mm-hmm. The up house, like you can see the structure of the building. It's just an amazing thing to see that close. Music is beautiful. They're going to release that soon on Spotify and all streaming. One of the most unique things, and Luke on our team made a mention of this the other day, the first song, or the last song before the show actually starts, is Little Orange Bird, which we've not heard in Walt Disney World since probably the mid-'80s. If you have questions about that, just go search it. There's a long, sordid history of it, but it was fun to hear, and I loved the visuals. They have Figment, they have Little Orange Bird, Rocketeer. Out of all the characters, though, the one that really is the strangest, they have Morph from Treasure Planet show up in it. And it's just, like, I had to look. I had to ask somebody, and somebody went, I think it's this. And then we figured out, yes. And they do play the Treasure Planet music in the pre-show.
So that runs nightly, Disney Springs, through September 2nd, 2024. And I suspect, I hope to see that within the next week. And I suspect it will be the second best drone show I will have seen recently, because as Rebecca showed a picture of, was that actually a picture from our show, Rebecca, that you showed?
That was my picture, yeah.
Oh, sorry. There you go. Yeah, that is not like some publicity picture. That's actually our shot there. That is, wow. That was so cool. That was a great show. Oh my goodness. So we Rebecca and I and Gideon and others just got back from Disneyland Paris a few days ago, and the drone show is incredible, and we were excited to see it, but it's obviously weather can get in the way, and we took two shots at seeing it, and the first night it did not happen, and so and it was down to one shot to see it, and we were very, very excited when the lights went down, and we didn't know, we had missed if there was an announcement or not, if whether or not it would be canceled. So we just didn't know if they were going to show up until it showed up. And wow, just the level of excitement that hits you when you realize I'm actually seeing this thing. It was so good.
Yeah, and that close is great to see the castle. Mm-hmm. But I found, like, in my multiple viewings now, because when
Yeah.
I was just there, I saw it every night. Center Street, Flower Street, whatever you want to call it, that far back is a perfect way to frame and see all the drones in the distance. But the castle projections is pretty amazing. Which, is that a segue into our next story, Doobie?
I don't know. What's our next story? No, not really. What do you want our next story to be?
Well, I was talking about castle projections.
Tokyo?
There you go.
Oh, that's so far down the list.
I just thought it was.
Let's go to Disneyland Resort, where they have some fairly decent nighttime entertainment of their own that's been gone for a while, but it's finally made its triumphant return, and that would be Fantasmic! On the Rivers of America. Mike, have you been able to see the new Fantasmic?
I have. I watched it through my screen as I was recording video of it, but I did see it. We were invited by Disneyland, disclosure, to try out the dining package, the new dining package for Fantasmic at the Rancho del Zocalo restaurant in Frontierland, which was really, really nice, and they treated me very well. This is what my wife got, the spicy and sour shrimp tacos, I think it's what it was called, or something like that.
Sweet and spicy.
Sweet and spicy. There you go. And that looked fantastic. She said it tasted really good too. And then I got a gluten-free option, which was potato tacos. That's my dish right there. Both looked great. Mine tasted great. They both, I'm sure, both of them tasted great. I didn't taste the other one, but it's a real, it wasn't too expensive. We didn't pay for it, like I said, but I think it's $35 per person. That includes the dinner. Sit there, have a nice, relaxing dinner, Rancho del Zocalo, and then you head over to your reserve spot. And this is our view, close to dead center, a little bit left of the center there, on the Rivers of America. And then we had to wait about an hour until the show started up again. And it was a lot of fun seeing Fantasmic back, seeing the Peter Pan segment especially made me very happy. There's a shot of that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the new finale, the current, I believe we think it's temporary finale, right? With Maleficent kind of rising up on a platform instead of the big mechanical dragon coming out. But I think it works for what it is, for what we have now. And I think people are just generally happy to have Fantasmic back.
Gone for so long, it's weird that it's back. And Peter Pan. So was that kind of a surprise that Peter Pan came back? Have they announced that?
Oh yeah, we knew that for a while.
Okay.
Mike, I know Aladdin and Jasmine were on the stage. Was that only because the mechanism of the flying carpet isn't working, or is that gone from the show also?
That I don't know.
I haven't seen anybody post anything since that first night, and I know that was something that was down in the pit also, so I don't know if that was a problem or not, but that's something we should check on.
I am not sure.
Pit. So Mike's got a full video of the Fantasmic on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Or even better, go to Disneyland and watch it for yourself, because Fantasmic is back.
How'd you get to Disneyland there, Dewey? What's the best way to do that?
I would recommend you buy tickets. Or if you're not local and you need a full package, go to mousefantravel.com. They'll take care of you. Tell them Laughing Place sent you. All right. Also new at Disneyland at night, actually Disneyland Resort at night, is Inside Out 2 pre-show for World of Color. Was that you also, Mike?
Yes. I want to say here publicly that I had a minor tech issue with my video for Fantasmic. My gimbal was giving me trouble during the first 5 minutes, and if you watch the video, you'll see the camera kind of go askew, and I'll be like fixing it, and it corrects itself. Well, I corrected it by about 5 minutes in. It's a 25-minute show, so the rest of the runtime is fine. It looks great. And then I went to go record the Inside Out pre-show for World of Color this past Friday night, and I was like, I'm gonna make up for the little tech error there on the Fantasmic show. And I got halfway through that Inside Out show, and I was like, this is going great. Everybody's going to be thrilled. And then I got more drenched than I have ever been watching World of Color. And we always tend to stand there in the front center. And I've gotten wet there before. You get kind of like spritzed. But for whatever reason, this version, this Inside Out show has one of the water spouts. It just aims directly at you if you're standing in that front center spot. So I was literally dripping wet. My camera was wet. The gimbal was, I don't think I even used the gimbal for that because I was afraid of it malfunctioning again. But yeah, the second half of that video is just, you're looking out through.
Is it the blur and the drips and everything?
You're looking through all the drips.
Like my glasses were so wet that I couldn't even tell if the camera was seeing the show. And I was just trying to hold it steady. So it's there. You get an idea of what it is. And
I'm trying to find the moment where that happened.
It's kind of like a warning to those who may go see the show not to.
Oh yeah,
not
that's
to stand
just
there.
like you can tell. It's just there's water all over that lens.
Nice.
Is this much like the other pre-shows better than World of Color 1?
I don't really have an opinion on it.
I bet Tony does.
I know. I was like, is Tony watching? Let's hear the opinion.
I thought it was cool. The lights are nice. It's called an emotional roller coaster, so it is themed to the backdrop of the Incredicoaster back there.
A great seat, Mike. A great location.
Yeah, and thank you to the Disneyland cast members who helped me out with that, by the way, because I did not have a virtual queue, and I asked them very nicely if I could just go watch the pre-show part, and they were happy to accommodate me.
Oh, that's really cool.
But the music was nice, the atmosphere is nice, the colors are very nice, and you can see there's projections from Inside Out. You can see through the water on my lens that it is Inside Out 2 themed.
Inside Out 2 comes out June 14th. This is now pre-show for World of Color, and I don't believe they've given us a closing date for this, so go see it. Well, anyone want to say anything else about that before I move on to Downtown Disney?
No, that's pretty.
All right, Downtown Disney is a changin'. I wish we had that song. I want to be able to play that song anytime we talk about
I do
Downtown
too.
Disney.
I do too.
Forget about your 9 to 5. Okay, what's happening at Downtown Disney?
We went to decades ago before they took us to an event at it was the Pacific Hotel at the time, the balcony over there, so we could look out over the developing Downtown Disney, and they were sharing the excitement over what was to come, and they had this song, forget about your 9 to 5, let your spirits come alive at Downtown Disney. It was a fun little ditty, and we've never heard it again.
It was live. It wasn't recorded. It was live, so it may have never been recorded for all we know.
Nope. It had bongos as I recall, right? It had a very Latin flavor to it, as I recall.
No,
But
bongos was at Downtown Disney here.
Yeah, they were.
I wonder who around could we ask that might have a clue.
Was Jeff there?
About this?
I remember who was one of the. I'm pretty sure Tim O'Day was at that event.
Okay, we need to ask Tim O'Day about the Downtown Disney song.
I'm pretty sure.
We just saw Tim O'Day. I could have asked him in person.
Yeah, but no, that song, man, that was a ditty that we are sad we don't have evidence of.
Anyway, Downtown Disney did not look like this when we saw it back in the
Nope.
day.
Like the 70s?
Oh, it does. So what's going on there, Mike?
There's a new entrance to Downtown Disney, and yes, it is an entirely new entrance, which confused me because when I first saw others reporting on it that morning, I thought this had just been built over the existing entrance near the Disneyland Hotel. This is up closer to the parking lot for the Grand Californian, kind of south of that entrance, the other entrance. And to get there, if you're kind of standing between the Lego store and the Disneyland Hotel, you walk south. This is not the pathway I'm talking about, but it's through the area that has the new stage and the lawn where you can watch the concert performances there, where they're building the 2 new restaurant buildings. If you continue through there, you'll get to this new entrance that spills you out closer to that parking lot. And it looks really nice to me from the outside. I know Kyle compared the bathroom. There's also a new restroom facility inside that entrance, and Kyle compared it to a 70s rest stop, I think.
It's very much Santa Monica Pier.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't put that together, but yeah, that makes sense. But I like it. And there's a mural. There's a new mural there. That's part of it. And it's just really like classy downtown Disney mural. This is on the side of the restroom.
I like that design. I don't like the holes, but other than that, I really do like the design, the 50s look of it. I presume that's what you mean by mid-century, like the 50s? Like the 1950s?
Did I say that?
Someone
I did.
Our article did.
I said more the 70s, but yeah.
70s. It's more 70s. Yeah. Very cool.
When does mid-century turn into 2050? I guess when we get there.
20.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Unimportant.
No, my question.
I'm sorry. No, the other day when I gave my birthday, give us your birthday, and I said 72, and she said 1972. Like what? 1872? What are we doing here? Like, okay.
Birthdays do not need a century. Yes, Mike?
My question is, and I have a feeling this is going to be the case, when they finish the construction on those new restaurants by the lawn, if they will close that entrance that's near the Disneyland Hotel and just leave the new one and the one over by the ESPN zone, because I don't think you need all three of those over there on the west side of downtown Disney. I would say they'll probably just put it down to two and close the middle one to have some other kind of new greenery or planters there or something. It just seems like maybe lot like now.
A specific hotel entrance.
That was
could be, yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. Because right now if they do close that off, then obviously it's going to increase the distance you have to travel from Disneyland Hotel to get into it, right? Am I understanding correctly or no?
Yeah, but not by enough that it would be an inconvenience, I would say. It would be slightly more of a walk, yeah.
Okay.
I guess you probably, if you're staying on the other side, you probably a shorter walk for you if you're on the other side of the Disneyland Hotel.
True.
All right, next story, and I'm glad Mike is here today because there's no way I read this story. It's like a foreign language. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just gonna give it to you.
Oh yeah, here's the story. So we had this Season of the Force, which just ended yesterday, actually. But at the beginning of Season of the Force, which Rebecca came to the media event for that with me, they introduced Fires of the Rising Moons, which was a new alternate way to watch the fireworks at Disneyland. You can stand in Galaxy's Edge and watch the Disneyland fireworks, and they play John Williams music synced up with the fireworks if you're standing on the planet Batuu. Along with that, they had introduced this new character called Bard, who's a droid, although he wasn't ready, I guess, when it first started, and it took a while for them to finish him and finally put him there. So he is physically there now at Disneyland, looking down on the spaceport area by the Millennium Falcon at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. His name is Bard, and the idea, I think, is that he's sort of projecting and almost kind of conducting the show. If you watch the fireworks, Fire of the Rising Moon show there, he kind of moves his arms and he turns his head in sync with the music as well. And it's part of the lore of why that show is happening there at Galaxy's Edge. My friend Nick was literally obsessed with this. He had started a hashtag called Bard Watch, where every day he was checking to see if Bard had appeared yet. And it got to the point where I wasn't even sure if he was like making it up or what. Like it did turn out to be a real thing, and I'm very happy for him. And it's always fun to see new stuff popping up in Galaxy's Edge. Bard is an R1 series droid, which you can see in the original Star Wars film. It's one of the droids being sold by the Jawas, by the Sandcrawler. There's also, that's from the movie. There's also an R1 droid at another part of Galaxy's Edge in front of the droid depot. But this one, Bard, is a modified R1 series droid, and his function is to share this Fire of the Rising Moons fireworks show with all the visitors on Batuu.
always wonder, people who like decide to have a mission like hashtag Bard Watch, what do they do once it actually happens? Do they have a reason to go on after that?
No, it was I mean, Nick is a very funny guy in general, but when it finally happened, he put a GIF. There's that GIF of Yoda kind of falling asleep and disappearing when he dies in Return of the Jedi. It's like, okay, he can rest now. His watch has ended.
That's so good.
That's very good. All right, and staying at Disneyland Resort for a bit, as you know, they are also building their own Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and related to that, there are some closures coming, so they can do some construction over in that area. The bridge from New Orleans Square to Mike's favorite land, Galaxy's Edge, will be closing. The Hungry Bear restaurant and the associated restrooms will be closing, and the canoes, which is a very sad thing for certain members of my family, will be closing.
Don't bring Gideon there anytime soon.
All of those will be closing starting July 8th. So, Starting July 8th.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, that's such a pet peeve of mine that I made sure to find out. Closing starting July 8th.
So it will be open through the 7th.
Yes.
It will close the 7th at park closing.
No one at LP is ever allowed to write closing July 8th. It will close starting July 8th, or it will be open through to that. But you cannot just write closing July 8th. Never. So, good job, LP. Let's see. All right. What else is going on at Disneyland, Mike? You live there. That's all I have on my list for Disneyland Resort, but I'm sure there's more going on.
Yeah, it's mostly that big project on the west side of the park with Haunted Mansion's getting an entire new queue. That project is just huge. And then Splash Mountain being converted into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which we're about 3 or 4 months behind where you guys are, I figure. Does that mean it will be opening in the fall here? I don't know. They haven't said.
They did say it's opening this year, so
Yeah.
we're really hoping for when those temperatures hit right about 50 degrees, 55 degrees, that'd be a perfect time to open up
Well,
the ride.
the original Splash Mountain was supposed to open Christmas time, so
What's that? July 17th opening?
yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the Disney Cruise Line where they have revealed the bow. Not you yet, Jeremiah.
Oh.
Calm down. Calm down. We know you're going on a cruise. Calm down. First, we're going to talk about a cruise you're not going on. Although who knows once it opens. The Disney Adventure. Remember that ship? Not the new theme park in Disneyland Paris Resort, but the
Who's on the front?
other ship. That would be Mickey Mouse.
Oh, it is Mickey? Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they have revealed their bow. I don't think I can get a bigger version of that. I'm sorry. They revealed the bow for the Disney Adventure, which is setting sail in Singapore in 2025. This is the ship that they purchased from a company that was going bankrupt.
Sorry.
First of all, Jeremiah has options. Okay?
Never say never.
So it's going to be in Singapore 2025. I guess there's an agreement that it's going to be in Singapore exclusively for at least 5 years. And along with this, there's a new Instagram account, Disney Cruise Line Singapore. So
Woo!
Cruise Line is expanding. If you do want to ride the Disney Adventure, I'm guessing you can go to Mouse Fan Travel. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to take care of you. But yeah, this is just so far off the radar because this is specifically created for that market. It's not created by Disney from the ground up, although clearly it's got a full makeover from Disney. And I'm really interested to see what they do with this ship that is for a completely different audience. A, how different is it going to be? And B, how much are we going to know about it here? Like just the fact that this was put out here tells me a little bit something. A little bit. So that is the Disney Adventure, not to be confused with the magazine, not to be confused with the theme park in Paris, or not to be confused with Adventures by Disney. Although there may be an ABD to DA. We'll see.
What about the park in Disneyland in California?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Not to be confused with California Adventure.
Until that becomes Disney Adventure World, California.
Or Adventureland, or Adventure Isle. Adventure may be an overused word. Also, in the world of Cruise Line, and Jeremiah, we're now getting a little bit closer to something you can chime in on. Lookout Key. It is very hard for me to say a word that's not said how it looks. It's just hard. Lookout Key has been completed, and I believe they're expecting some ordinary guests, relatively ordinary, in the next week or so, right, Jeremiah?
I would guess on a pretty important day in the history of Laughing Place, June 7th will be the day where the first guests step foot on this island and get to, well, on this part of an island and explore and, experience all that it has to offer. And I cannot wait.
So yes, LP will be there, and we'll bring it all to you. Why is June 7th an important date in the history of Laughing Place? That's your birth? Oh, Jeremiah's turning 50. Jeremiah is turning 50 on the ship. Which ship is this, by the way?
Magic.
On the, oh well. Jeremiah's turning 50.
He'll be turning 50 on the island. Technically, he'll probably be turning 50 somewhere in the middle of the ocean because it's at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So if you take that,
Well, happy birthday,
Very
Jeremiah.
exciting.
And with the ultimate birthday gift, he's going on a Disney cruise. He's going to see a brand new island. We'll have that all covered. I am so curious about this island. Castaway Cay has such a feel to it. It's so clear what they're after. I think I know what they're after here. I'm not sure, and I'm really anxious to get the reports.
we do have a great video that I believe should be available for everyone to watch now of a panel discussion. Also, I did 5 or so things to know about the island, and they definitely talked about the difference between Castaway and Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. Yes.
Exciting.
Yes.
So much is going on. So much going on. So by the time I see Jeremiah in person next week, he will have done this and I can get the full download from him.
I'll give you some sand from the island.
Please don't.
I was going to get a bottle of water from the Tiana's and put it next to my bottle from Splash and go, look, water.
I do not condone the pilfering of H2O or sand from any Disney properties.
I can almost guarantee that I will have some sand somewhere.
That's true.
I hate sand. It's coarse and rough. It gets everywhere.
That's Mike's favorite movie you're making fun of.
25, right? Isn't that what they were saying?
No, 25 is Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. Okay, yeah, 25 Phantom Menace. Wow.
We're old.
Wow. Little Annie.
And did you hear next year is the 30th anniversary of the McFlurry?
That's just not right. Hey, since we're talking about anniversaries, I'm going to totally segue into D23 excitement because I'm getting excited. Check it out. No, not your magazine. Those, when you bought your tickets, you could order your little shirts or stuff.
I can't reach my backpack.
Here's the shirt. Here's the backpack. They arrived. They're getting you pumped, getting you all excited.
I really like the backpack and the water bottle. That when I went out for that event, they gave us most of that stuff. And the backpack, while it's thin, it does hold a lot of stuff.
Is this so that you can get to your suitcase?
To your rollerboard.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that because oftentimes I'm traveling with a backpack, and so the idea that I can just put it on my little day bag or whatever. Oh.
Does the backpack make julienne fries?
I don't know, but this shirt's
guaranteed
nice.
not to break. It broke.
The shirt is more attractive than I was led to believe by the image. So that's good.
Is that the WikiLeaks guy?
Yes.
Julienne fries, yes, that's the WikiLeaks guy.
So that got me excited. It's one of those things. It's like it goes, it's like the woohoo, and then get ready. You start getting the parking information and the the badge, and you're like,
We forgot. We should have added the transportation information onto this.
No,
there's going to be buses.
People who are going will find it. It's on the website.
Whoa. Is this for real? They invented the moon before they invented...
No, they didn't invent the moon.
I mean, went to the moon before roller luggage?
I mean, they claim they went to the moon.
Oh,
there's a documentary coming out with Scarlett Johansson where she was... she helped produce it.
I'm so sad that Dear Moon's been canceled, but I'm taking this way off the rails, but that makes me very sad.
Did they sing "Goodnight Moon" at the end of when they announced that?
I'm just sad.
Anyway.
Dear Moon, it was an amateur trip to the moon.
Oh, that thing. Yes,
and I'm sad.
That is very sad.
Yeah. And according to Ben, rollerboard bags were invented in the 90s.
Do you guys call them rollerboards? Because I
No.
call them rollerboards, and people never know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. I only call them that when I'm talking to you and Ben. I don't.
Just roller luggage or just luggage.
I just call it a carry-on.
Who didn't think of putting a wheel on the bottom of a bag? I can't believe that's there's no way that happened in the 90s.
I can remember carrying my luggage without wheels when I was young. So
I remember
I still do sometimes.
there was a commercial with a gorilla and somebody running through the airport that was about luggage, right?
No, the running through the airport was not a luggage commercial, was it?
That was a car rental.
Car rental commercial.
The gorilla was Samsonite.
That was Samsonite, very strong luggage. So both are related to airports, but not both.
While he was destroying that luggage, I think he was also destroying a watch at the same time.
Nope.
Because the Samsonite takes a licking, but it keeps on rolling.
No, stop! I can't do it before I'm gonna start going into those jokes, and I can't hold it back. Kyle,
I feel like Mike is too young to know what we're talking about.
Oh, dude, we're all 50 here, aren't we? Except for
no, I feel like that running through the airport has been spoofed so many times.
I remember the gorilla
Why did
commercial.
Benji have so much information about rollerboards?
Oh wow! Okay.
It's like he's copy pasting Wikipedia.
I think that bracket 15 proves it's a Wikipedia.
but here's the roll aboard. Oh, see, that makes more sense to me. Roll aboard.
His comments have footnotes.
There we go. 747
pilot. 90s. It was 1987 by a pilot, Robert Plath, Northwest Airlines. I know.
Well, that could have just been, for them. It wasn't made to the public until the 90s.
Speaking of advancements in our airplane experiences, the flight to Paris that we just had, they had we could watch the takeoff.
Oh, yes.
They had on your TV, you could see what the pilot was saying until you got to a certain elevation, and then you could look down.
The fun cameras.
So cool.
The front camera was so awesome. I can't believe that's just not standard on every single airplane.
It should be mandatory. I should always be able to see where I am going. I liked it a lot. It really helped to reduce the claustrophobia I tend to feel on an airplane, and I much appreciated it.
It's also just fun. I mean, you're coming in for a landing. You can actually see your runway. Why would you not want to do this? It was so much fun. Oh, man.
No, there were people freaking out on my flight watching that.
Seriously?
They should also have cameras on the wing to watch out for gremlins.
Yes.
Is that what you would call that thing that Captain Kirk saw in Twilight Zone? That a gremlin?
I call it John Lithgow. I don't know why you call him Captain Kirk.
It was called a gremlin.
Did you know? So,
is this going to be Twilight Zone facts? I love Twilight Zone facts, Mike.
Both William Shatner and John Lithgow played that role in the TV show and in the Twilight Zone movie. And then they were on the show Third Rock from the Sun together, and they referenced it because there's a scene where they were on a plane together. I forget what the actual line is.
Oh, that's
cool.
Cute. Oh, that's awesome.
But I appreciated it. Thank you.
Communicore is Communicore Hall coming to Epcot soon.
Have you seen this, Jeremiah?
I have not. I know that they've done some soft openings over the past few days, and then I believe they had cast member previews yesterday. I have not gotten a chance to go over there to check it out, but it looks really cute from the video that the Disney parks put out on their Instagram.
It doesn't look as cute as what was there before. I was a big fan of the previous backdrops. So I was kind of a little let down by the.
Wait, the previous backdrops for the character meet and greet, or the ones that they had off in the corner?
No. That character meet and greet. That I have pictures of Giddy when he was about 4 years old or so. So when they used to do some characters over there, they were
too
very
soon. Toon.
I don't even read it. Don't even read it. Keep moving.
Very, very Toontowny. So.
Right, so I think we get to see that next week too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
So much
and
going
we'll be able
on.
to see the Encanto show, which I'm not going to try to pronounce because my Spanish is not that good.
So with that, will all the walls be down in Future World?
Yes, everything opens in Future World on the 10th. Communicore Plaza with the character meet and greets, the Encanto show, the quick service. They did take down the temporary wall, the bush rail wall behind the Dreamers Point recently to show that, and then I think that will be it. And then they'll start to put up walls around Imagination when they close that. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a good thing they took down all those walls because clearly they needed them for Walt Disney Studios Paris, which is nothing but walls right now.
Wow, yeah.
Very DCA to DCA 2.0.
We missed that whole era. That whole transformation of DCA happened without us visiting. So we just saw old DCA and then came and it was new DCA. So so we're getting to see all the walls at Epcot and at Studios. So it was so there we got our wall fix.
And then we'll see them at Animal Kingdom probably after the new year. And
lots going on.
This is official. We don't know anything, but I'm saying a new year.
I wanted to mention also coming up at Epcot, which we will get to see, should hopefully get to see next week. It's because it's opening to the public on June 9th, and that is the new Portraits of Courage, a Commander-in-Chief tribute to America's Warriors, coming to the American Adventure Portrait Hall thingy display place kind of thing. So looking forward to checking that out. I'm gonna do a Jeremiah and be there bright and early, even though I think they open at noon on June 9th to try to see that.
Yeah, and those are all portraits done by former Commander-in-Chief George W. Bush. And, they always change out the exhibits. And something to go, this is kind of Rebecca and I Slack talk. The Morocco exhibit, I think, is also being updated as they're doing the walls around the Morocco area because that's usually about a year or two behind the American Adventure. So probably changing that out as all the construction's going on.
Yep.
Jill says there's still walls up at the Play Pavilion.
Aw.
There is no Play Pavilion. The Play Pavilion opens on June 7th.
Oh. All right, Jeremiah, you get to tell your Tokyo story now.
Oh, I actually don't know anything about the Tokyo story.
Reach for the Stars, the new Tokyo Disneyland projection show, is coming September 20th. It was announced just today. Projection show on the castle at Tokyo Disneyland, the first use of Marvel characters in entertainment at the Tokyo Disney Resort. So Toy Story, Big Hero 6, Up, Dumbo, Hercules, Mary Poppins, and superheroes from across the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Which projection show did you guys see when you were at Disneyland Paris? Was it still Dreams or was it Illuminations?
Still Dreams.
Right? Yes.
So Dreams was the original projection show on the castle. So you guys got to see the very first time for that. Yeah.
It's really good. Projection show is really good on the castle, actually.
Yeah.
As were the fireworks. They're not giant fireworks, but they're very well done. And the fire is so cool.
The fire and the water around the castle.
Yeah, the fountain. Their castle is really nice. I love that their castle is not only a castle, but it's a castle. You can go up top and look out, and you can also go below and check out the dragon. I'll have a few words about Paris towards the end, but let's get one more.
Paris, a lot of fire.
Two more quick stories then. One, Disneyland Resort has a new summer ticket offer. So on sale now, you can visit June 10th through September 26th. As little as $50 per child, $83 per adult. 3 one-day park tickets starting at $249 for adults Monday through Thursday, or $299 on weekends. Of course, you can upgrade to Hoppers or Genie Plus. As always, mousefantravel.com if you're going to Disneyland Resort to help you book a hotel and make sure you get the best deal. And as mentioned briefly earlier, Epic Universe will be getting a preview in City Walk at some point this month. That's obviously the huge new park opening as a part of the Universal Orlando Resort next year. but a preview center will be opening this year. You excited for that, Jeremiah?
I am. I'm actually expecting it to open probably right after you leave, because the 14th debuts the Spectacular show, the new show at Hogwarts, and the Mega Movie Parade. So that'll be a pretty big time right around there. So throwing in a preview center for a park that we'll hopefully see next year.
I'm going to miss that. All right. So as some of you know, Rebecca and I were at Disneyland Paris for the very first time. We spent 2 days at the Disneyland Paris Resort and a couple of other days in Paris itself. So I'm going to ask Rebecca, what are your thoughts on Disneyland Paris?
I always heard how beautiful it was, and honestly, it was even more beautiful than I expected. I mean, it is an incredibly picturesque park. It's one to explore, but not in the way that you do at Animal Kingdom, where you just get lost and run around here and there and have paths that go nowhere. You actually have there's little vignettes here and there, and I was really I think the thing that surprised me the most was how much it's a small world. I loved it there. It's a small world, and I did not anticipate it feeling that different. So for some reason, it feels more vibrant. It feels more layered. So I enjoyed that a lot. And I love having the Disneyland Hotel right there as kind of the entry point into the park. It's just such a nifty concept. And I loved it even more so than the Grand Californian, which is kind of to the side, it's this one is the entryway. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. Overall, I was a big fan. How about you?
The entryway. Come down the elevator and walk right in the park.
It's pretty cool.
I feel the same way. I love Disneyland Paris even more than I expected. I think certainly attractions aside, I think it's easily the best of the Magic Kingdoms. It does not have a ton of attractions, so if that's a big deal for you, I can understand where you might not rank it so high. But what I really love is that obviously it's beautiful. I love that it has a bunch of restaurants. It feels like it has many more sit-down restaurants than I'm used to, and I love that there's so many places to explore. The Dragon here, I mean, I guess technically it's an attraction, but it really just feels like an exploration area. It feels like every land has at least one area which you just explore. It feels kind of like a Tom Sawyer Island kind of thing. Not always that big, but climb, dioramas for Aladdin, the castle with the Sleeping Beauty walkthrough kind of thing, but outdoors, so you can actually look out over Fantasyland. Just so many of those things throughout the park. The Alice Labyrinth is kind of along those same lines. So I love the exploration, as Rebecca said, the exploration aspect of the park. I did not expect that, and it was great. There was really nothing about the park I don't like. Even the Nautilus, another exploration area, and the rides that are there are spectacular. Big Thunder is just blew me away. Big Thunder Mountain. I've been anticipating riding that thing since I became a Disney fan in 1995, and it still exceeded my expectations. Hyperspace Mountain, which is spectacular. Small World, as Rebecca said, is the best version I've been on.
I enjoyed the Alice show. It's
the Alice show is great.
It feels very Paris for me. When I was there, it's like, okay, this feels very like France. No, I shouldn't say Paris. I should say it feels very like Disney France is kind of I want to say Alex was saying that in essence it's like if you took Alice in Wonderland and the Queen of Hearts and Alice, and it's Eurovision spin on Alice in Wonderland battle. It was fun.
Yeah, Disneyland Paris, I think, does shows better than any other of the Disney parks. Their Lion King show is
spectacular.
Amazing.
Yeah,
best show I've seen in the Disney parks. Let me ask you now, Jeremiah, I missed Alice in Wonderland. Did I make the right decision by skipping Alice and going to do Cars Road Trip?
So I'm going to tell a quick story. I was there just recently for the Alice show opening, which is a really fun show, amazing. The talent in there is spectacular. When I first heard about they're going to have BMX and trampolines, I was like, why? And it's really just to fill up that massive space of the Lights Motor Action theater, but it's a great show. I was there. My best friend came out, and he hadn't been out to Disneyland Paris, I think, in a decade. And I just kept telling him how horrible Cars Road Trip was. And he didn't believe me because nothing could be as bad as I set it up to be. And we have the video up on our YouTube, and we've put up different clips of it. And for those of you who came out to Disney's Hollywood Studios as the tram tour was closing out here, and it wasn't much more than going out to Catastrophe Canyon and coming back, this is worse than that. You have to walk very far distance to this thing in the middle of nowhere, get on the tram, see horrible static figures, and then you go through Catastrophe Canyon, which, by the way, they didn't originally have the truck making sounds and sounding like he was still alive at the end of the show or at the end of the thing. So it was literally, as I first experienced it, the death of a car in the Cars world. So
that's the highlight.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much, I gotta say.
Yeah, that was like the main thing on Gideon's list of to do, because we had moved away before Catastrophe Canyon had been announced as closing. And so he didn't get to go back before it was shut down. And so, like, for his own closure, a chance to
I would have kept my memory clean if I had the option.
I do not think Gideon would have enjoyed Alice in Wonderland, just based on what his tastes are when it comes to theme park musicals. I don't think he would have liked it, and he definitely wouldn't have liked the volume. It's very loud. That's not his cup of tea.
Who won when you saw it, Rebecca?
What?
Did the Queen of Hearts win, or did Alice win?
Oh, please. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts almost always wins. I think she's won once. I think Alice has won once since the show opened.
That's the fun thing about the show. It is like when it was announced, they said, "Oh, you'll get to choose who wins." And yes, the Queen of Hearts, her song blows the house down if there was a house. But I did want to see at least once Alice win, just to see the different color fireworks and how that all closes out. But
did you get to?
No, I only got to see it the one time, and I was very upset because I wanted to see it more than once, because I, just like Mike, saw it through the lens of my camera. And I love that show. It was so much fun. So since we didn't talk about this, well, I went out there for that, and it was the first. They did a cast member preview earlier in the day, and then they did the media and annual pass preview. And just like, here, Lights Motor Action there holds 5,000 people.
Just ignore it. Ignore it. When he's in the chat, you have to ignore.
So it holds 5,000 people, which is a massive, especially with that park. So we all were in there, and the ambassadors were there, all the executives were there. And at the end, the cast members had to almost pull out, cattle prods to get everybody out of the theater, because everybody was sticking around to take pictures. And just, it's such a lively show.
Mm-hmm.
And, even watching this video doesn't do it justice, because I was trying to focus on just the stage, but off to the sides, there's more ramps and there's more trampolines. But they went right into
good timing to zoom out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, but it goes even a little bit further than this, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Trampolines. So it's like right where you see right now, just to the either side of those, a little bit further out, is where the trampolines are.
And the words that are on the screens on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
There is just so much to see in this show. It is really one of those shows that could not exist anyplace else other than in that type of an arena.
I'm a little sad I missed it.
Yes.
Also, Phantom Manor. I can't believe I forgot to mention Phantom Manor, my first attraction round down. Just spectacular. Everything that's there is the best version.
What about Pirates? Pirates is amazing.
Okay, Pirates is my one disappointment. But I don't like Pirates anyway, so you can...
I didn't like Phantom Manor.
Rebecca didn't like Phantom Manor.
But I don't like Haunted Mansion. So it just took what I don't like and made it even more so.
And, how could I forget Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril? which
Oh,
should be
I still have a headache.
banned. Which should be banned. That is an evil ride. No, evil's fun. But that is not a fun ride. But in general, it was great. So we got to experience this through something called the Dream Tour, I believe what it's called. And I am not going to go through everything that is right now. But we did talk about that aspect of it extensively on yesterday's Disney Trivia Live, last night, Saturday night's Disney Trivia Live. So if you're interested in what it's like to take a dream tour of Disneyland Paris, and let me tell you, don't ever say no if someone asks you if you want to do it, because it is incredible. Disney Dream Day is the terminology. In short, one family per day. It's not like a VIP tour where there's a bunch of them. There's one family per day that is able to take a Disney Dream Day. There are certain requirements. Obviously, there's a certain price to it. But it is hard to imagine Disney putting together a better Dream Day at a park than what we got to experience that day. So
It really is catered to what your family interests are and what your loves are. One of the things about it that I didn't perceive as a value necessarily when it was first presented, as a part of the tour, is that you have a photographer along with you as your day unfolds. But now looking at the pictures, all these candid shots of our family and friends enjoying the park together, along with they take pictures of you while you're on we have pictures of us on Big Thunder that are not the ones, not the ride video, but not the ride photo, but, from like across the water, or a Crush Coaster. There's that moment where you're kind of out where people can see you, and they shot pictures of us there. You just, I don't know. I feel like it really allowed us to just totally be kind of there all together. You're not trying to get the pictures yourselves, because every once in a while you were stopping and they would take the photos, or they would grab the photos for you. I know this isn't true, but as luck would have it, we bumped into Disney legends while we were taking our tour. So we ended up having the opportunity to chat with two current legends, one legend in waiting, and probably one that will be in the future. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah, see, you get pictures like this.
Just one of those candid pictures as we're hanging out in the park.
Yeah, it was nice.
Are you gonna say who those people were? Or no, you're gonna.
Oh, yeah. We saw Martha Blanding. We saw.
Fun to be able to congratulate Martha Blanding.
It was wonderful. We hadn't seen her in a long time. Thank you, legend elect. And then we saw the voices of Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy. So it was fun.
It was cool. So yeah, if you want to hear much more about the Dream
And
Day,
and in all seriousness, they were just hanging out at the park. We just like bumped into them while they were there. It wasn't part of our tour.
No, watch Disney Trivia Live from Saturday. After the trivia, Gideon and I talked about it for quite a while. So, anything else anyone want to mention? And thank you to our own CEO for inviting us to Disney Dream.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
It was awesome. Anyone want to mention anything else?
I sent you a message, Doobie, on Slack.
You sure did. Let's see. I forgot. Oh, okay. Sure, go for it, Mike. I got the article.
Oh yeah, this is just wanted to show off the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge 5th anniversary merchandise that came out on Friday.
Ooh, fancy.
So there were 3 items that I found that were released for the anniversary. One was a t-shirt like that. There was a pin with some cool new art on it, and then there was a poster set that had the attraction posters for Smuggler's Run, Rise of the Resistance, and the land itself. And as Jeremiah was kind enough to point out to me, it was much cheaper to buy this on Shop Disney or Disney Store than to buy it in the park. It was $40 less.
Wow.
On the website. So thank you for that, Jeremiah. And then the
That
other,
much?
yeah.
Wow.
Shipping is not $40 for that.
Wow. Okay.
The other item that was released that day was the new lightsaber, the Ki-Adi-Mundi Legacy lightsaber, which comes with a new cover for one of the Galaxy's Edge comic books and a very cool box with Doc Ondar logo on it
I sent in lots of detailed pictures of the box and everything. I'm not sure what happened with all of those. My
I
housemate
think those are on a
purchased.
different post.
Yeah,
But
it's a
this was my
beautiful.
post.
Yeah.
Can you just buy the box?
No, I did ask. They would not let me just buy the box.
Lots of people were asking that, like a lot. So the comic book, which is, Mike has if you ever see Mike in the park, ask him about this comic book and the catastrophe that it is with the storyline. It's its own cover, but nowhere on the actual cover does it say the 5th anniversary. It is in a comic book backing board and bag, and on the bag it has a sticker that has the 5th anniversary logo on it. But the bag itself, this was all packaged however long ago, so the bag is like all warped, so you can't even rebag it and have the 5th anniversary sticker on there. You just
yeah.
That's
also,
why I tell you, never open stuff.
It's labeled #1, but it is actually Star Wars Galaxy's Edge issue #2, which is the story of Doc Ondar acquiring Ki-Adi-Mundi's lightsaber, the one that's coming in the box.
I like your final sentence in this article, Mike, on the 5th anniversary photo. It ends with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is open daily at Disneyland. I don't know. That just makes me very happy.
Ta-da!
Well, that's true.
That's true. No, I'm not being sarcastic.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Anyone else slack me anything I need to know?
No, I have something I want to share before we go.
Before we do, I need to see Jeremiah's shirt better. What is this?
What is your shirt?
It's
Oh,
the Marvel logo. Yes.
Okay.
I am not a priest.
I was wondering. I know things have been hard for you lately. Go ahead, Rebecca.
This weekend in Dayton, Ohio, Disney fans have the opportunity to participate in a lot of fun Disney fun. We've got some Disney creators coming to talk about. We have character artist Alex Mayer. He's going to be talking about Walt Disney. He's done a lot of study on the life of Walt Disney and then 9 Old Men. He's going to be talking about that. He's also going to be talking about pin art and how that's created. A lot of the presentations throughout the weekend are going to focus on pin art. But one of the highlights of this event are a combination of like auctions that happen over the course of Friday and Saturday evening, and 100% of the funds that are raised in those events go to the local charity. It helps feed school children there in West Carrollton area of Ohio. So you get to bring home Disney stuff and know that the money is going to help feed kids. So just want to put it out there, DaytonDisneyana.org. If you know somebody in the Dayton, Ohio area, let them know there's Disney fun in their backyard this weekend.
DaytonDisneyana.org. Go check it out and say hi to Rebecca while you're celebrities like Rebecca Mosley.
No. I am not. I am not
co-founder of LaughingPlace.com.
There are celebrities. I am not one of them.
Future Disney legend.
We also we even some of the items that at the auction.
Probably actually, Mike.
Some of the items at the auction are even we have some art that's been donated by Walt Disney Imagineers, previous Imagineers, and they've donated some beautiful prints for us to be able to auction off.
Wait, they're selling princes?
Yeah.
Next year I'm going.
Prince Charming, Prince Eric. Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing about this thing. I want to go next year.
Look at Donna coming in. And if you can't be there, you can. Yes, you can. You can look at DaytonDisneyana.org and see ways to donate. We do appreciate it.
Rebecca, are you going to live stream the show and sale so I can just pick out things while I'm on the cruise?
I'll be your personal shopper, Jeremiah. I'll walk around and be like, hey, what do you need?
Things I don't need, but I need.
Yeah, Jeremiah needs nothing.
No.
All right. Thanks for joining us. What do we got coming up? Disney Trivia Live tomorrow, Barely Necessities tomorrow. Jeremiah and co are heading on to the Disney Magic to see Lookout Key. So that's coming up. And then Tiana's Bayou Adventure is opening up next. Not opening up, but we're having media previews next week. So lots going on. Stay tuned here at Laughing Place for all of it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we will see you in the future.